Nothing is done.
Well, that ADJ issue, I think if we go into it, we may just get lost and forget that the purpose of this discussion is to look at the ports. But it only reflects on what is happening generally. It is a sad development that investors are unable to beat their chests and say, okay, we want to settle down in WARRI axis, we want to settle down in Delta State, create employment for the people, generate our own resources and make profit. It is sad because every time we push these investors away, we do not have the wherewithal to develop ourselves. So at the end of the day, what we find out is that we become poorer by not allowing investors to stay. An investor comes in, the first thing the community is doing is, you have to give us X amount of naira.
Yes.
Just to have land. Then you must employ our people at this level.
They dictate when you are building, they dictate for you
every single thing.
The amount you have to pay for a block.
Yes.
They dictate for you. They tell you certain amount of persons who is going to roof your house.
When Delta Mall was being built, we found a similar situation. Somebody just came up and said, I will do the roofing. Okay, for the sake of peace, do the roofing. But at the end of the day, they had to do it twice or even thrice because the job that was done was very, very shoddy. Meanwhile, they have lost the money. So the point is, please, let our people come to the understanding that we do not have what it takes to develop our business. If people come in and help us, it is in our own interest. That will help us to generate employment. When we talk about the ports, when we talk about investors and all other things, our people need to pick their level and stay in their level. If you want to be a manager, you go to school, learn the rudiments, and then when you come out, you wait until it gets to your turn. Because we have establishments in abroad. For instance, Coca-Cola is over 100 years. Guinness is over 200, 300 years. These are institutions that have been there, that are there. So nobody sets up an institution, nobody sets up an organization just
a business for that matter.
Just to take care of people, to be doing community social responsibility. We are there for profit.
So in anchoring this matter, let us remind Deltans that the responsibility of the development of the state rests on all of us as individual Deltans squarely.
Sure.
Our attitudes, our behaviors, our perception. Sometimes when you listen to these community leaders or community youths, when you listen to them speak, you wonder whether they are actually working for the interest of the development of Delta,
their communities,
of even their own communities. And so if we must develop, if we must progress, then we should take a second look. It's not just we shouldn't just be accusing government. There is very little government can do when the people themselves are not ready to change their ways.
Just before we drop this, I think there is something that we also ought to know in this area. It is not enough for our ports to be functional. Ships come in and go out. What are we preparing to put in those ships if they come?
Gari is there
to return.
Those are the things that I expect community institutions.
But
the UPU, for instance, the Isoko Development Union, I don't know. These are the things.
You know that he just mentioned it, that's one of the things that they say the cost. The ship will come in, bring goods to
and go empty
and go back empty. Whereas if it were to recargo, the expenses will be less.
Yes.
So they come in here, they have nothing to go with. because all our youths are out there doing biggie.
Yes.
Well, let's
before we drop
okay, now we can say some are doing biggie, some are doing Yahoo,
and some are doing
Pastor Malcolm, before we drop this session, I just want to appeal to our traditional rulers. Can we replicate what is happening in Benin, where the Oba of Benin made a declaration stopping all deve? If you are caught, can our traditional ruler copy what is right and do what is needful?
I would say that
the development of their communities.
The Obiofuvie actually tried. He tried because if we know the situation in Uwie before Abe the First came, and we know the situation now, we know that it has really improved. But then he still needs to do more. I know it's beyond him because some of the chiefs too are beneficiaries of these things.
Yes, I can tell you, I know of at least
we know that
in Delta Central alone, you know, you could remember the other time I said I have some names that I would have loved to call. Yes. But out of respect,
but please don't call them in
No. We are not going to call them, but this should be they should know that what they are doing is not right.
It's detrimental
to the development of even their kingdom. You see a traditional ruler sending people out, go and collect the vet for me,
and then return.
Yes, and return.
You know,
and
there was one community. There was one community, I didn't want to mention the name, where we were putting up a church structure there. And some of these youths came, and of course, given my influence and all that, I tried to counter them. And of course, one of them was telling me that, who am I going to report him to? Is it the or whatever? He said, well, don't I know that? And he was so bold. Anyway, but eventually, when those powers that be recognized the person who was involved and all that, all of them withdrew, and the young man was on his own. So eventually, they had to let go. But if it is not somebody of such influence, you know the level of frustration. Yeah. When you just drop a trip of sand now in any of our communities, you know what follows. Hell will be let loose. All those things don't help the development of Delta State at all. Now, moving on, the media, social media was awash yesterday with all the celebration and comments here and there following the announcement by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation that the board of the NDDC has been reconstituted. Honestly, people were waiting for the constitution of that board, like waiting for a Champions League result or something like that. Well, eventually it came, and then the people of Delta State had some cause to rejoice because the managing director of the NDDC came again to Delta. This should be the third time now. We had Godwin Omene, we had Senator Agwarawodo, and now for the third time we are having Bernard Okumagba. And for the people of Delta Central, though he's not from Delta Central, but people of Delta Central, we are particularly more excited again. You know, for some time, Theo, there was this agitation, there was this criticism against the government of President Muhammadu Buhari that he has not recognized the Urhobos, who are the majority in Delta Central. We had no minister, we had no this, we had no that. Those were the agitations. But this time, it appears to be coming in basket full, really. Deputy Senate President Urhobo, Minister Urhobo, and then finally yesterday, the Managing Director also Urhobo. And so, well, there was quite a lot of excitement. And I saw your article, Meet Bernard Okumagba, Phil. I saw it yesterday on your media. So, who is Bernard Okumagba? Maybe you should just let us know and why people are excited that a man of his caliber is now the managing director of the NDDC.
Olorogo Bernard Okumagba is not a new face in data politics, having served as a commissioner for economic planning and budgets, and thereafter as a commissioner for finance. Before although his appointment came as one of the biggest surprise of the year, because although few persons were expecting that somebody from Delta South would be appointed, but not really the person of Bernard. But Bernard is from the Okero-Robo Kingdom. He's from the Okero-Robo Kingdom and from the Okumagba family, the influential Okumagba family, and he's a financial expert. No doubt, he has in the financial world in Africa, he has caught his niche.
Yes, I think that's where, though you forgot to mention that he one time also contested for the governorship of the state.
Yes.
Was it the one who Albert Okuba?
No,
was it
Albert contested for governorship.
Was commissioner for finance in Delta State.
Yes,
okay,
and also economic planning and budget.
And budgetary, yes. Now he has also been managing director of several companies.
Yes.
He's a technocrat, sort of.
Yes.
I checked his profile on Google yesterday, and I saw that he's a member of board of several companies.
Yes.
Really. And that's interesting that the managing directorship of the NDDC was not given to a core politician, let me put it that way.
He's also a politician. Unknown to people, Bernard is a member of APC in Delta South. Okay. He's one of the leaders of APC in Warri South. So,
but you recall,
but he's not a regular.
You recall is how he exited the government of the Delta State some few years ago. So, though, let us not play that up. So, I'm not surprised if Theophilus says that he's a staunch member of the APC in Delta State and a leader in Warri South or Delta South.
Well,
please, I didn't call you to this matter.
My interest here really is not even the political party he belongs, because I know Nigerian politicians. A former governor of the state was in PDP some years ago. Today is in APC.
Yes.
A one-time secretary to Delta State government was in PDP. He's now in APC. And so we know these things, but we are talking about the interest to Delta. Now, Phil,
yes.
Godwin Omene, well, I may not remember exactly, but Senator Agwarawodo, anytime I drive through Olomu, I have reasons to remember that, okay, we had one time an MD. Now, do you think that Bernard will make that kind of impression or possibly more?
The good thing is that today we now have an MD from the Warri Axis, and we'll be complaining of development in the Warri main town.
Yes.
We are not just saying, when we say development, it's not just going to be, but we want to see development in the Warri main town. Do we have roads? We need to have roads. And then we also need infrastructure. NDDC should be constructing a bridge from Warri to Ogborodo. We should be seeing bridges from here to
that's one of the major criticisms we've had against the NDDC.
So
we just see 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 5 kilometer.
Yes.
We just see patches. We've not really seen any major project that one can count on and to say this is an Omadino bridge, or this is a Bomodi bridge, or this is an Asabase bridge, or this is an Olomu bridge constructed by the NDDC, or this is a mega industry done by the NDDC.
Sorry.
With all the trillions of naira so far, all we just have are just patches, sketches.
And they last for 3 months.
There is one particular road in close to my area then, in NRN, very close to the police station. It's a permanent feature. Every year you see the NDDC banner or whatever, and the road is done regularly. Very regularly. Every year you do it.
It's a never-ending road construction.
It's always reflected in the budget. Now,
and this is what Bernard must change. The truth is that this is what Bernard must change, and we are going to set the agenda for him.
Okay.
It's not all about constructing roads. Let's construct roads that will last for years. Let's build hospitals. Let's build tourism. Resorts. We have them. One need to be in Ogborodo or in the Baramatu area, in Grutu. You know, we need to do a lot of things that will even generate money that will attract foreigners to come to this region. But
interestingly, Pastor Malcolm, if my memory is not failing me now, in one of the town hall meetings organized by the governor, that is Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, in WARRI, yes. The WARRI axis, Bernard Okumagba happened to be one of the persons who spoke there, where he canvassed strongly for this WARRI development agency. And somehow the governor bought the idea and the agency is there, that somehow politics too, and Rubuma could not head the agency. That was by the wayside. So,
but must it always be an Urubuma?
Well, I want to believe that.
It's not who has the place. We want development. We want action.
Hold on. Let me land now.
We shouldn't bother.
Okay, let me land.
The interest is the man who is there, is he doing the job?
Okay, I agree with you. So we'll expect.
Let me. I will allow you. Just hold on. You know why I was happy? You know why I was happy when I had the name Otumara for the WARRI Efru Development Agency?
Yes.
Was because as a young man in WARRI, I knew Otumara as perhaps the only local government chairman. The next one was the Edema. The only local government chairman who in this town, you can count physical things, you can see boreholes being done, you could see roads being tarred, you could see things that you can say a local government did this under Joseph Otumara. Yes. So when he was mentioned, I didn't think about it. No, this is a man who is development prone, so he's going to perform. So why we are saying this is that it is not the tribe that is the matter,
hear me out.
But the mindset of the man who is inside.
Well, hear me out. What I was trying to say initially was that, as someone who had canvassed for such an agency, it means that he is a lover of development.
Okay.
And now that he is in the saddle as the MD, a very big position, controlling 9 states.
Soon to be in the saddle.
His appointment. No, I don't see any problem. He will say true in the National Assembly, in the Senate.
Yes.
I don't see any reason why he should not say true. So controlling 9 states. Now the worry that we'll be complaining about, because whether you like it or not, data is known for worry. Yes. Or rather, you know that what comes to your mind. You say if you travel anywhere, even people who stay in Asaba and all that, they claim worry.
Yes,
worry not they carry last. So that worry that Wally say does not carry last. Now Bernard will soon swing into action, and we expect that he will show proof of his past records and the reason, of course, why he merits to be in that position. We'll expect that WARRI, like he said, not just in terms of road construction, generally, with that position, Bernard has the capacity to transform WARRI.
Yes.
Even if that is the only thing we'll achieve.
Yes.
I know that as NDDC, even in the car where I come from now, we are not part of the SOPADEC. So we have NDDC projects. You recall people came to my village in Dumesa. We now have about 1 to 3 projects there. So I am also going to be a beneficiary of the NDDC projects. But we are saying that the searchlight, the mirror of data, which is WARRI, of course, should feel its impact strongly.
Okay, well, I don't know whether Linus Chima thinks differently. What exactly should the NDDC under Bernard Okumagba as MG be doing differently this time around?
I think Theo and Felix have said it all. We need infrastructural development. We need good roads. We need tourist centers. Develop our tourism industry so that it can continue to generate employment. We need a situation where our agricultural sector is also developed. Then most of all is human capital development. Our people need to be developed, both financially. They have to have financial knowledge, and then they have to understand what it means to be human beings. So one expects that with what's the mill through which Bernard Okumagba has gone, both in Lagos or in other places where he has businesses, and having served in Delta State, he will understand better how to develop not just Delta State, but the 9 states that make up the
they
NDDC.
have perhaps the same terrain.
Yes, they have the same terrain, the same features.
Challenges, and so on and so forth.
Don't let it not be lost on us that trillions of naira has over the years been sent to NDDC to develop the Niger Delta. We are yet to see the effect. So also trillions of naira under the 13% derivation have been sent to the Niger Delta, and we are yet to see the difference. So we need leaders who understand that the future needs to be better than what we have now.
Theo, what should be the behavior of our traditional rulers? I should be asking Felix really, because sometimes a person gets into a position with a
good
vision,
ideas,
a mindset, the objective for development.
You are just taking my thoughts.
You see, these days, most of our traditional rulers are contractors.
Yes.
You see, they leave their palaces, they start pursuing contracts. Sooner or later, I don't know the private residence of Bernard in Warri. Very soon you will see this traditional rulers.
Are you saying very soon or since yesterday?
You see
those who will wait for very soon are not serious.
See, you see these traditional rulers besieging his residents, whereas they are supposed to be in their palaces. It is rather unfortunate. The traditional rulers.
But Felix, let's put it in perspective. Even if they go will not.
It should be for the collective
but
good.
Is it for the collective
good of their kingdoms?
Do they do the project they are giving?
I once had an experience with a council chairman who was complaining bitterly that the traditional ruler, after collecting his 5%, also wants to collect contracts without execution.
Yes.
That he is not against giving a traditional ruler contract, but at least let the man do the contract.
Yes.
But the man is saying that he will just collect the money and not do the contract.
Yes.
And that's a traditional ruler. So that's some of the challenges that we think that Bernard could face with illustrious sons, really.
Yes. I just to add, our so-called contractors, this is not just an issue of traditional rulers. You are from Delta, you are from Edo, you are from Bayelsa, you are from Rivers, you are from Akwa Ibom. You are given a contract to do a road in your state. Rather than and most of these contracts are inflated.
Overinflated.
Rather than to do a good road, you do a road that will last for just 3 months. You eat your money and you think you are comfortable.
Not whose money? Our money.
Wait.
Don't bring us to the yam.
Wait. Now, when they eat the money for the contract, are we not still the same people who hail them? Ose, chair.
Yes, because many people don't even know their source of income. How many persons you hear that you actually know their source of income?
Are we not the people who give them chieftaincy titles?
Yes. Anybody comes, you pay, you get a chieftaincy title.
500,000.
Chieftaincy titles are bought.
Yes, 500,000, 600,000.
No, not all.
No, not in my kingdom.
But
not
all, but in most cases,
in Agbo kingdom.
Where? Too sure of anything, Malcolm. Don't be too sure of anything.
Okay, let's break at that point. We have commercial messages to take. After the messages, we'll open the lines to the public, and then you'll share your view. 2 issues. 1, how do we make Delta better at 28? Then 2, setting the agenda for Bernard Okumagba, the newly appointed managing director of the NDDC. Just hold on, don't go anywhere.
Black markers indicates pipeline and flow-line right-of-way boundaries. Your activity could impact on the buried high-pressure hydrocarbon pipelines and flow lines, leading to possible leaks and explosion. Please keep off. Do not engage in sand mining or any form of excavation, pipeline vandalism, oil theft, and bush burning within pipeline and flow line right-of-way. Do not farm, trade, or locate any business on pipeline and flow line right-of-way. It is against the law to apportion land, sell, or build on pipeline and flow line right-of-way. Maintain a setback distance of at least 30 meters or about 100 feet from the right-of-way boundaries always. We care for your safety and that of the environment. This message is brought to you by the NNPC, Shell, Total and Agip Joint Venture.
Hello? Mommy?
My pikin, see me now. You won't try. Ashwebi for body, powder for leg, plus plenty golden accessories.
Mommy, not tell me say you done the dress for this my anniversary party.
Sure, me we don dey inside motor dey come already. Hey, shebi na that caterer wey her comot dey get side mirror dey cook. Tell am o, she must use that my special pepper take roll the comot well. Ogufeko, and that price wey dey come from everywhere. What of Bedu? You know say me and my women's group na KSA or nothing. Only maso sokuso.
You know they let me do anything at all.
What do you talk?
Nothing, mommy. I just dey worry about your credit.
Worry about my credit? Me wey dey fetch credit like water. Abi you don't forget say na glue I dey use?
Mommy, night don't come o. Where you don't reach now?
My pikin, e be like say I don lost o. Abeg stay on the line so you fit direct me come house.
Get 5 times the value of your recharge to talk Belleful to all networks with Glow. Recharge 100 Naira and get 500 Naira value to Amebo all you want. Dial star 555 star pin hash to enjoy. Unlimited.
Welcome to 9 Mobile Experience Center. How may I help you?
Look, I need a simple plan that allows me to browse all I want, call all I want, and text all I want without any restrictions.
Oh, Moreflex is the perfect all-in-one plan for you. When you join Moreflex on 9 Mobile, you get double data on your data purchase. Really? You also get 300% extra on every Moreflex bundle. Now, that's more than just value. It's Moreflex. Just dial star 344 star amount hash to get started.
9 Mobile, here for you, here for Ninja.
Welcome to 9 Mobile Experience Center. How may I help you?
Look, I need a simple plan that allows me to browse all I want, call all I want, and text all I want without any restrictions.
Oh, Moreflex is the perfect all-in-one plan for you. When you join Moreflex on 9 Mobile, you get double data on your data purchase. Really? You also get 300% extra on every Moreflex bundle. Now, that's more than just value. It's Moreflex. Just dial star 344 star amount hash to get started.
9 Mobile, here for you, here for Ninja.
Welcome to 9 Mobile Experience Center. How may I help?
Smart people are doing smart things with Glow Yakata. Hey, what's your story? For me, there's more to becoming the best graduating student. So I subscribe to Glow Yakata and enjoy 500 Naira airtime for every 100 Naira plus up to 6 gigabytes data. Okay, how much it?
Lawyer, you know said to the hunger for comedy no easy. That's why me myself and I conduct the comedy Berlusconi. They use Glow Yakata to the home my side. We're plenty data to upload my comedy video and skit. I'm ready credit for me to do like send me inventor.
Let's hear from the social media queen.
I just like to blend with what's trending, so I aligned with Glow Yakata with heavyweight data and airtime. I now slay with juicy breaking news and plenty gossip at my fingertips.
Enjoy heavyweight voice and data bonus with Glow Yakata. Recharge 100 Naira to get 500 Naira talk time to call any network, plus up to 6 gigabyte data to browse, WhatsApp, chit chat, and more via Glow SIM now or dial star 230 hash to subscribe.
Glow, grandmasters of data.
Well, thanks for staying tuned to Radio Delta 88.6 Melody FM. The program has been State of the Nation, and I've been here. My name is Malcolm Otieri. Linus Chima has been here, Felix Echo, and then Theophilus Onojege. We've looked at quite a number of issues. Delta at 28, how and where do we go from here? We also looked at issues surrounding development in the state, particularly the ports, industrialization. We looked also at the appointment of the new managing director of the NDDC, Bernard Okumagba, who is from Delta, and then we have also tried to set the agenda for him. Now we open the lines. The numbers to call are 0813 037 9881, 080 7842 96 977. I check them again, 081-3037-9881, 080-7842-9677. A call is coming, and of course when you call, we are going to be asking you about what you think, how we can move Delta forward. Yes, good morning. Oh, we lost that one there. How we are going to move Delta State forward, and of course the agenda for Bernard Okumagba. Good morning.
What?
I hope the network will not frustrate us this morning. Okay, another one is coming.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Please tell those around you to calm down so that we can hear you clearer. Okay? Are you still there? Oh. Well,
I hope
whoever knows network should please beg them. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, this is Mr. Abdullah Olumide calling from Ubeji.
Olumide from Ubeji. Good morning, Olumide. Now let's hear you.
I want to congratulate the newly appointed MD.
Okay.
The president, Mr. Okumagba.
Yes.
But the other issue I want to say about this appointment is we are all one in this state, and we are celebrating 28 years.
Yes.
We are supposed to have unity. There is no unity. If you look at the social media yesterday, the kinsmen of the appointed MD was just saying a lot of things that can cause problems. Like you rightly said, that we don't want to know whether it's an Igbo man or it's a Sekeni man. What we want is infrastructural development.
Yes.
So, but the way they are taking it, I think it's something of, I don't know.
Okay,
so,
my dear, you need to understand that we are all Deltans, but different persons have different levels of mental, psychological development. But then, I know that quite a number of us are wiser than that. So what you do, you just ignore such comments. Yes.
Because we want the inputs.
Yes.
In the Niger Delta, in the NDDC.
I remember when Tuoyo was executive director. Was it projects of finance?
Yeah, projects.
Executive director projects of the NDDC. People from this axis also benefited a lot from Tuoyo. So it's not. Nobody should just be deceived that because it is one person
NDDC.
or so. So I believe that more Deltans are enlightened, better enlightened than that. To those few who are just being mischievous on the social media. Yes. Thank you very much for calling.
On the issue of Delta State at 28, we have not achieved much.
Yes.
In the state, we have not achieved much. If you look at the educational system, it's decaying every day. Successive government to come. I only commend the government of Udwan for putting some of the schools in order some time ago.
Yes.
But there is no continuity. The new government in place has no continuity, no plan to continue from where Udwan have stopped. The education is the bedrock to anything we do.
Okay, they are listening. They are just beginning their second term now, and a new commissioner for education has been appointed. So hopefully, we are going to see some major developments in the education sector.
Okay, thank you. Let us
for your contribution. Well, I think one must really draw the attention of some of these persons, particularly from these Okere Urobo axis. Agbara Urobo axis, to be careful about their comments at a time like this. The man is MD of NDDC of 9 states, not just one locality.
Some already pick at.
Good morning, Benedict is my name.
Benedict from Ogujo. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay.
Well, my own issue that.
Benedict had a lot.
You say,
but I think you should try again.
Okay,
so I was just trying to say that, advising that they should be careful. Some of them, that is the chaps, are already giving the political coloration to the whole thing.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, DBS.
Yes. Let's know you.
Solomon on the line. Solomon.
Solomon from?
I'm calling from Mulu Road.
Okay. Please speak up so that listeners can hear you better.
I just want to congratulate Delta, on this 28th year of creation. Now, I also want to say that just like the last caller, I think the caller before the last said, that there should be continuity if we want to get it right. Because looking at good enough, I've been in Delta State for the past 25 years.
So you are marking your silver jubilee of residence here.
In fact, give me the calculate now. Even that land lady near your house makes you think it's important. Yes, on a very more serious note, I've followed the administration of all the governors that were elected after that of Senator now. Felix Ibru, right?
Yes.
Yes, after then, I've followed the administration of all the governors. And without missing words, Delta State has been a state under one political party since the 1999 democracy came on board. To what extent that this party should have a similar ideology, such that when one stops at this point, the next government being the same political party that improves, and continues from where that stops. But the idea of every government coming in with different ideology is not in the best interest of Delta State. So if we had continued with that, I think the developmental side we have seen today would have gone beyond what we have. Recently, 3 years ago, a government came out to introduce BROC. Some adjustments were made along that full popular road. The next other government came and abandoned that. It is not a good one. So, however, I think Delta State, you are getting it right gradually.
Okay, thank you very much. Very cogent point.
That's the development plan I talked about.
Yes, continuity in
development plan, short term, long term. And like the last caller rightly noted, this state has been under one political party since 1999. There is no reason why the development should not flow sequentially.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, this is State of the Nation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Ejiro Tarina. I'm calling from Aka Avenue Road.
Ejiro from Aka Avenue. Okay.
Yes, Ejiro Tarina.
Yes. Aka Avenue, is it still very flooded?
Yes, they build a top surfacing project there because the road that they build is just like the top surfacing. The work was not efficient, so we are still experiencing flood there.
Okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my submission is that I think the Delta State government, is still, behind in terms of infrastructure and, fighting of industries, to provide employment for the youth and the teeming population of Delta State. I want to submit that the Delta State government should look into the area of infrastructure. We are complaining all the time that, there are no companies and all that. And if there should be companies, if the companies should come, here are the roads that the company, will use to carry their equipment and all that. We are saying that the government is trying in terms of food, but all I'm saying is just in kind of what they are doing is a top surface. In the road they are doing, they are not authentic compared to the road that was constructed in the period of the former government, the state governor, Upemudia. When you look most of those roads in WARRI, the WARRI houses, the Fosaple Road and Lower Rejua, those roads that, they are very effective up to be very efficient. But the ones that are doing most time now, they will construct, there is no good drainage to channel water to the streams and all that. So I think the government has to improve in terms of the road construction.
Okay.
Then another thing again, I would like to also say is the area of siting of industry and maybe limited industry. You understand? The problem of the state today literally is lack of unemployment.
Is it lack of unemployment or lack of employment?
We understand what it is.
Okay, go ahead. Lack of employment.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We are listening to you.
Yeah, the population of Delta, they don't have jobs. And the government is always going into, let me say, Yaget and all that and all. If the government is being able to fight industry, when you look at almost all the companies that we have today in Delta State, all the construction companies, they are owned by individuals. Construction companies, they are owned by the government does not really have any, let me say, government company. Delta State company, maybe manufacturing company in industry that is into the production, even if it is biscuit or tissue paper. That can, let me say, that can provide employment for the youth.
Okay.
And for the cleaning population of the state.
Okay.
But the government has not been able to fight any industry or manufacturing company.
Okay.
So we need this state. We need, industries, manufacturing companies, maybe, as that we serve, as the means of employment to the populace of the state.
Okay.
The government fight industry.
All right. I think the point is made and is noted. Thank you very much. I think that point is made and noted. So let's also hear from other persons. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right. So
like I was saying, I said we need to have a carefully developed development plan.
Yes.
This idea of one administration, 10-point agenda, another administration.
No, hold on. Let's hear from this person. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello. Yes, please speak up. Who is talking to us?
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Talk to us.
Elvin is calling from Delta.
Kelvin.
Elvin.
Okay, from where?
Voice nice. You speak up.
From Delta.
Please speak up. Let's hear you. Let's hear you properly.
Let's listen to what the previous caller just said. You see, Delta State, I don't know what is really happening to those at the end of our affairs. We have potentials in the state. You understand?
Okay.
And we are just. I think Delta is one of the most luckiest states in Nigeria as far as Nigeria is concerned. And we have everything it takes to become a productive state. But people just bend their head in one direction.
Okay, so exactly what do you want Delta State to be doing? Because everybody knows the problem, everybody seems to know the solution, but how do we get it going?
Even if it's not going to be convenient for us now, even as the media personalities that you are doing there, like leaders, there are some things you have to expose them to, even if they don't want to. By the time you expose them to what is true, they'll be compelled. Because some other governors, or maybe state personnel, they go to outside to woo in investors and see how they can be able to tackle some things that make people come to the state and invest.
Okay.
You said?
Okay, we are listening to you.
Yes, but in Delta, we are just in one direction. We are just going towards one direction, which is politics. And we don't expect everybody to be a politician. And even the policies they are playing, I guess what more they get.
But do you know, sir, that you yourself, you can attract investors to Delta State personally?
Because the truth of the matter is that there are some things that you must you can't do it by yourself, and it looks like it's not the only way you can really have these connections coming in when you partner with some of these people and all that.
Okay. Your point is noted, sir. Let others also have their say. Thank you so much.
Well, so far so good. Okay, another call coming in there. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah. Is this the DBS?
Yes, it's DBS, and the program is State of the Nation.
Okay, yes. I think, first of all, let me congratulate Mr. Kumar.
Let us know you first now, my dear.
Okay.
What's the name?
My name is Patrick. I'm calling from Jesu.
Okay.
Yeah. The issue we have in this part of the country is we don't have development plan. If WARRI has the development plan, I think that development plan is what we should keep on. Because we have two governors back to back, two sons from WARRI. So who grew up in WARRI? I don't see any difference, Mr. Kumaba, we make. Because the two governors supposed to put WARRI in an enviable position. everybody just pardon worry and leave worry to his own place.
Sorry, sir.
Lagos State is the fifth economy in Africa.
Sorry, sir. Just a moment, sir. Just a moment, sir. Warri is part of Delta State. We are talking about the entire Delta State. You cannot single out Warri alone.
Our issue is investing in the private sector. Private sector is supposed to create jobs for the youth. Everything is run by the government. America is run by the private sector. So most of the time when people are clamoring for government, it is absolutely confusing. We are in a capitalist country. We are not in communist or socialism. We are in capitalism. So the economy is supposed to be driven by the private sector. And this is supposed to build in the private sector to push the economy.
Pacifier.
Yeah.
Let's just reason together. In Nigeria, as we speak now, in Delta State, let's narrow it down. Can a private company tar a road as it stands now? Can just listen.
The road sector does not move the economy alone.
Okay, hold on. Wait now. Wait. Let's take it one by one now. You made a point. You said we are overemphasizing government, that we are not in a socialist economy. So that's why I want to reason with you. Now, in the Nigerian system here, a private company cannot just go and begin to put transformers in different localities to help BEDC. A private company cannot construct road. This Warri Bini road now that is bad, I don't think your company can just go now, pour granite there and begin to work on it. So you see that we are still essentially a government-based system. That's why we are emphasizing that the government officials, the public officers, should be up and doing. Don't you think so?
I'm not saying that we cannot bring in the government. But we are talking about job creation. We are not talking about amenities. Amenities are for the government because they have the resources for that. But when we talk about job creation, to move the state forward, we have to bring in the private sector.
Okay, it's okay. We've gotten your point. Job creation, we necessarily have to bring in the private sector. Thanks for being with us. And let's see if we can take one or two calls before we begin to round off. The time now is getting to 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Yes. Can we know you? What's the name again?
Oluwaseun.
Oh, quite a number of Yoruba persons this morning.
I think they love Delta State.
Okay, let's hear you.
First of all, if we have a peaceful environment, we always greet the leaders.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
The leaders supposed to be compensated that they are doing well. That is what the Yoruba people say. So greet the leaders. Now, my take is that the leaders in this Delta, I can say most of them, they are sabotaged. They don't even want peace for the masses. That is why there is no development in the area. You see NDDC. When you see NDDC, when they have a project, they give envelopes to all those chiefs. That's why when they do wrong work, nobody is challenging them. Are you there, ma?
I'm listening to you. You are making a point. You are saying that our leaders are sabotaging our development efforts. They collect envelopes instead of. I don't know whether have you witnessed anyone before?
You see, they don't. What's it called? So where they know that people that can harass them, they donate something to them so that when they do a bad job, they will never harass them. Nobody will talk. So they score it free. Look at that roundabout. They do it every month, 2 months, 3 months.
Which of the roundabouts? Is it the roundabout at Sokoto?
Roundabout, yeah.
A full roundabout.
Yes.
They do it every 3 months.
Every 3 months, and nobody is challenging those contractors.
Okay.
look at here in Bangwe here. They did it this December and the place is bad now. Nobody is challenging those contractors because the places that they know that people will challenge them, they put some envelope in those areas and no one is challenging.
What kind of envelope?
What kind of envelope?
What is inside the envelope?
Is it white, black?
I said, my colleague
brown.
Felix is asking what kind of envelope do they put to?
That is shut up envelope.
I've never seen that short.
I don't know. Shut up envelope. Where do they say that kind of envelope?
Anyway,
your point is noted. Well, Felix, you have to tell our leaders not to be taking shut up envelope. If they see any that kind, any color,
the new
white envelope, brown envelope,
shut up
envelope.
And the truth is that what he said about the free roundabout, it must be taken into consideration.
Yeah, of course. It's an embarrassment.
Okay. Good morning. Perhaps this will be our last caller.
Good morning.
Yes, let's hear you.
Yes, my name is Mr. Okolie. I'm calling from Saple.
Okay, Okolie from Saple, okay.
Yes. I want to talk about this.
Yes.
Most of the road these people are doing, they don't complete their road.
Okay.
Yes. For example, the road at before Kwashu. They did that road. Immediately you just bend, they stop that road. Yeah. The one at Obolok is the same thing. They should complete their road. It's not that they will just do it from the main road. Then when you cannot see it again, they will stop there. They should complete their road. Most of these things they are doing, they do this on Delta North. They don't complete their roads. Most of the contract they give to them, they don't do it. So I don't know what we can call this. If this new administration should come, they should correct all those things.
Oh, okay.
They should correct those things.
Okay, sir. What we'll do is simple. We'll speak with the Commissioner for Works and find out the state.
He's even saying it's NDDC roads.
Okay, NDDC roads.
NDDC roads, yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's a point to note. I think one thing Deltans...
Even the one in Obampa has not been done.
One thing Deltans should also learn how to do is to gather information about these projects like this and know how to channel such information to the right quarters. Really, quite often we just leave things as it were. You were a president general of a community. These are the kind of things president general should be doing.
Exactly.
Not to block road and say trailer must drop before it pass.
Yes. Those things are very, very childish.
Well, that's the much we can take from calls this morning, and our time is also off. So we must go. And we essentially this morning looked at Delta 28. We also looked at the new NDDC board that is coming up, what they will do, and we have tried to set an agenda for them. A final word as we begin to leave the studio. Let's take Theophilus. Theophilus, what would you like to say to the people?
I want, as we move forward, as Deltans, to emulate what is happening in Isoko. If you remember vividly the Umenid Road,
yes,
the people of the community, they monitored the road. They were even cooking for the contractors and the workers who were working on the road. And that road is to last for like 10 years because the people demanded that a quality road should be done. I want to appeal to our community leaders.
Do they have a youth leader in that community?
Of course, of course.
They have a president general.
Yes.
Okay. I thought they don't.
And then too, there is a death trap along the Ugele Road, the expressway between First Bank and the spare parts market. The highway is almost cutting the the water is not flowing. So I want to appeal to the chairman of Ugele North. These are things that he can do by removing the sand that are blocking water from flowing into the drain, so that they should feed that place and not cause any
allow further degeneration of the road.
Yes.
Well, Felix Echo.
Well, for me, Delta 28, like I said earlier, we're moving slowly, not fast. I will expect that Deltans will remain peaceful, so that the government of the day will not have any excuse to give. On the part of the government, they should sustain the legacy of what the past administration. It should be 1 point agenda. That is Delta agenda. Not one administration, 10 point, the other administration, this point and all that. It should be 1 point agenda so that we can move progressively. Not that at one point we have disjointment here and there. That is why we are where we are today. And as for Bernard Okumagba, we will expect that now that he is there, he will right most of the wrongs as far as the execution of projects is concerned.
Okay. From Chima.
Well, I wish Delta State the best, and I align myself with Felix Eku. Let us have a 1 point agenda for Delta State. Delta is a PDP state, and the PDP should be seen to be moving Delta State forward. It should be seen that Delta is a shining example of the success of that political party. For Bernard Okumagba, congratulations. My people in WARRI Rebirth Initiative say congratulations and help us to develop Delta State.
For that one.
Help us to develop. WARRI Rebirth Initiative is a non-governmental association, non-political, non-governmental.
And so that's how we round it off today, the 28th of August 2019. Two appeals I will make. One, the Delta State government should look into the Warri-Benin highway. Yes, it's a federal highway, but our people are actually suffering so much. The Commissioner for Works, Ogoye, should please see what can be done about that road. Now, second appeal is to the people of Okere-Urobo and Okere, the Warri, Agbara Warri and Okere-Urobo people. The Warri-Urobos generally, please don't put Bernard Okumagba into problems. We should be careful about our utterances. We should be careful about our comments on the social media. We should know that Bernard has been appointed to serve 9 states of Nigeria and not just a section of Warri Metropolis. If we are large-hearted, then I know that Bernard will get the cooperation of all other tribes, ethnic groups, not just in Delta, but all across the 9 states that make up the Niger Delta. But if we put him into problems with our utterances, then of course we know that we are defining failure for his tenure. So that's my second appeal. And I want to especially thank those who've worked with me in the studio this morning, Loretta Onos, and then of course the DCA, Ayoju, and Miracle. Thanks very much for listening to State of the Nation today. My name is Malcolm Otiri. Have a blessed day. To join us.
This is your